Morning everyone, it's Amanda. It's the 10th of July 2018. How are you all doing? Hope some of you are doing good. I know some of you are having a wobble like I have been, and some of you are probably somewhere in between those two. So I'm not actually sure exactly what I'm doing in this video. I know there's a couple of subjects that I want to give little updates on. More than anything, I just want to have a chat, I think, with you. I will pull some cards. We'll just see how it goes, shall we? Just wanted to sort of be present, really, with you all. I've entitled this video, having a wobble or something along those lines, because I've been feeling very emotional the last couple of days, and I'm quite good at being able to feel the emotion and then, you know, integrate whatever I was meant to learn from it, release whatever I need to release, and then move on. And I woke up this morning, I thought, oh God, the energy's still here, I'm still feeling it. So it's like, okay, something more to learn, let's look at that. I have to say at the outset that I'm a Cancerian, so there is a solar eclipse in Cancer, July the 12th to the 13th, which feels big. And what is that? It's only a couple of days away anyway, isn't it? So, and then we've got a full moon lunar eclipse on the 27th of July. It's weird, I thought they were the other way round. I think I've got it right, because I've got my trusty post-it note here, where I took my notes down from some astrologer. Because the lunar eclipse was the one I had in my mind as being the game changer, okay? Maybe the more difficult one of the two. This is just intuition, okay? I'm not an astrologer, this is just intuitively what I'm picking up. But it's not till the end of the month, so we've got a bit of a ride. We've got a bit of a ride in July. But it'll be okay, we'll be able to do it together, that's what I always say. But we do have to keep talking to each other, and we just have to keep sharing how, you know, it's going, which I think is the purpose of this video. Ascension symptoms. I'm not, you've heard me say this many times, I'm not one of those people that puts every ache and pain down to ascension symptoms. I get a little bit tired actually of some of the information that's put out by, there's one lady in particular, I think she's on Facebook, I don't even know if she has a YouTube page, won't name her, but you know, every update, every energy update she brings out, it's always about, you know, I'm feeling terrible, and you know, and we're about to go through this, and it's going to affect you in this way physically, and it's like, good grief, don't you ever have a good day, love, you know? But right now there are some weird and wonderful symptoms floating around, linked into upgrades, and they are affecting our physicality. Be interesting to know how it's affecting you. What I'm feeling more than anything is I keep having a feeling of sickness coming over me, a bit like travel sickness. That's what it feels like. And you know, I got my new car recently, and so I've really been enjoying it, love it. And but I was getting a bit worried, because every time I sort of drove it, I was getting out of the car feeling a little bit travel sick. And those of you that drive know that usually you don't feel travel sick if you're driving. You often do if you're a passenger, but not if you're driving. And I was like, oh God, you know, what is this? Am I going to have to take the car back? Why can't I drive this without feeling sick? And anyway, then I got in another car a couple of days ago, and I felt exactly the same. It was a bit like, phew, it's not my car. So it's something to do with, it's like motion sickness. And it feels as though this is symbolic, because we are all moving through stuff at a very fast rate at the moment. And then when you actually physically are in a place where you are moving through, i.e. you're on a train, a car, an aeroplane, you're running, whatever, it feels as though the motion sickness is coming through more strongly. Dizziness as well, feeling off balance. And you know, I was in the supermarket yesterday, I picked up a tin of baked beans. No, I picked up 2 tins of baked beans, and somehow managed to drop them on the floor, right by this old guy's foot. I thought, I'm a bit embarrassed, but anyway, I picked them up. And then literally, it was like I picked them up off the floor, and then they just dropped through my hands again. And at this point, he laughed at me. He said, you're really trying to get me, aren't you? And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, I don't know what's the matter with me. And I put them in the basket. But it's like that, very clumsy as well, very clumsy, bit disorientated, feeling off balance. So the one thing that's really helping is when we are still, you know, when we are still, when we're rooted. And that can be, you know, that's obviously lends itself to meditation, doesn't it? For me, it's about going down the beach, sitting on the beach. It's about going to bed actually and just lying down, you know, having a little cat nap here and there. But it's important to integrate these energies that are coming in, and I don't think you can do it just by really trying to push through it this month and keep on going and keep on going. You've got to allow some times for integration, okay? And grounding as well, rooting and grounding and being still. The colours that I'm being drawn to actually are violet and brown, which is quite an interesting combination. Sorry to kick that, hold on a minute. I'm just going to go and grab the sprays. Violet and brown. So when you put colours together, they have an additional energy to obviously when they are solo. So here we have the colours of violet and brown. Well, colour-wise, violet is the colour of spirit, traditionally, okay? And brown is obviously the colour of earth. So we have a lot of spiritual light entering into the earth plane at the moment, but also entering into our bodies, because remember, we are of the earth. Our physicality, our bodies are of the earth. Let's set this up very well. I think I'm going to be knocking this tripod all through this session. So yeah, let's just spray. Which order should we do it? Let's spray the lilac first. This is the Lilac Light for guidance and insight. Let's just put this around us, acknowledging all of the beautiful spiritual help that's here for us, but also this very high vibrational light that's coming in. And violet is also a colour of balance, and we're all trying to find our balance. I actually feel as though a lot of us are off-centre, okay? This could be off-centre in terms of our emotions, it could be off-centre in terms of masculine and feminine within us, it could be off-centre in terms of the physical body. You know, those of you that go and have chiropractic treatment or anything like that, you know, the where you, even healing, we do this in Metatron Colour healing as well. You lie somebody down and you hold their feet, and you can get a really good sense of whether one leg effectively is longer than the other. It's physical, but it's also energetic. The body's gone out of alignment. And the first time I saw it in a client, I think this is happening to quite a lot of people. First time I saw it in a client, obviously I'm not a trained chiropractor, and this woman's leg was definitely, you know, one of them was longer than the other. So I said to Mesh, okay, let's just try and balance her out, and just put my hands on her ankle, and you just ask for the divine to come in. And it was literally like, I'm seeing a pair of scales. It was literally like just trying to get the balance back. And using some colour energies, maybe the browns and violets will help with this a lot. The body just seems to go back into realignment. So we are out of alignment at the moment energetically, which is what happens when you're in transition. You know, you're not in alignment when you're in transition, you're out of alignment because you are between two worlds. There's a great card that I've got so many decks of cards here on my desk. There's a great card in this deck that's come up for a few people recently. Let me just get it because it says it all. And it says between two worlds, and that's exactly what's going on right now. Come on, where's the card? Patience, Amanda. It's going to be the last card, isn't it? Look at these. It's the last card. It sums up the energy. I've just gone through the whole deck of 55 cards, and it was the one on the bottom of the deck. Okay, between worlds, that's where we're at. That's exactly where we are at. We've got one foot in the new, we've got one foot in the old. We don't know whether we're coming or going, but having said that, we do know that we're going forward, we're not going backward. But our body, our physical body, is struggling a little bit. So colour-wise, use the brown and use the violet. Those are the energies that will really help you. Let's just spray the brown, the copper brown earth, and put our roots down into Mother Earth. Feels better. Okay, just a few points then, things that I wanted to mention in this video. Going back to the wobble, things that don't normally bother you, maybe, are triggering you. I'm talking emotions here. We're in watery, Cancerian, emotional time, guys, okay? So for those of you that don't do emotions, there's a few people I know around me that don't do emotions, but I do emotions. You know, you're going to find it really difficult if you don't do emotions, because this is a month where you're going to have to dive into your emotions, whether you like it or not. Yeah, a little story just to illustrate things that don't usually bother you but may well be coming up, and it's like, where did that come from? I have, let me get this right, I've got the moon in Aquarius, which means I can be quite emotionally detached when I need to be. It aids me very well in my work, actually, sometimes as well. But anyway, as an example, I'm a mum, as you know, and I've always worked ever since they were babies. I used to work in marketing and then I transitioned into this. But anyway, I've always worked. So even when they were quite young, I used to have to go off and do focus groups. I used to have to travel with my work. I was used to leaving them, basically. And although I love my children to death, I'd lay down my life for them, I have always been okay. I'm not one of these mums that sort of, you know, looking at the watch every 5 minutes, you know, when am I next going to see them? I'm okay. I can detach, you know, when they're there, fantastic. When they're not there, I can get on with my life. I can get on with my work. I'm not pining for them. Oh my God. This is the week it all changed. My 12-year-old went off to a school trip for 3 days, which she was absolutely dreading, actually, for all sorts of reasons. But anyway, she went to it. And I dropped her off and waved her off. And then I suddenly thought, I'm not feeling okay about this. Those of you that follow my Facebook page know I had a major meltdown yesterday because I did a video and I'm all in tears. Big wobbles, big wobbles. And I thought, oh, what's this come from? I'm not usually like this. I'm usually okay at, you know, them going off or me going off. Not right now, you know, so it's bringing up some stuff. So that's just one story, okay? And you can maybe relate to that. Things that don't usually get you are suddenly getting you. And of course, there may well be a build-up of emotional debris that you haven't looked at, you know? Which is why it's coming to the surface now. I will just say something related to work at this point, because I feel like I need to honour my energy here, which is that I'm going to be in Canada for 3 weeks in September. So I'm away from my children, I'm away from my home, I'm away from my life here in the UK. And I'm getting quite a lot, thank you very much everyone that signed up for it, by the way, really appreciate it. But I'm getting a lot of comments about, oh, you're coming to that bit of Canada, oh, I can't make that, you know, can't do it this time. Can I just say that I think this is true for any spiritual teacher or any practitioner. I think sometimes there has to be an honouring of the fact that actually people are travelling over water, travelling and leaving behind their life, in my case for 3 weeks, to be of service. So I'm moving across the Atlantic Ocean to come. So if you're a couple of hours away and you're thinking, oh no, maybe she'll come back next year and be a bit closer to me, it's not necessarily going to be the case, okay? So I just felt like I needed to say that, because I do feel sometimes it's about honouring my energy as well and what I'm giving out and giving up as well to do this work. Okay, enough of that. You see, but that again, it's all linked into what I was just saying about Sophie going off to school. It's a balancing. Remember the violet energy? It's like a balancing of maybe it was fine in the past. I'm going back 15, 20 years when I used to be able to go off overnight and just, you know, do my focus groups and box it in, compartmentalise. Life changes. You know, I'm needed here. I'm also needed in other parts of the world as well. So there has to be an honouring of that. If you're interested in seeing me, then please make the effort, because I'm making the effort, okay? Right, moving on. Twin flame. Another tough message on twin flame. This has to be a very general thing that I'm saying here, and it's not going to apply to all of you that are twin flames at all. But this is where I'm at right now with all of this. Last night, maybe it's just because I'm feeling emotional, but I don't think it is. I think emotions are great because they bring to the head your true feelings, and they make you look at reality, you know. It's like being put into a spinner, you know, a wash cycle. And it's like, you know, what state are you in after the wash cycle has completed on 60 degrees and it's had extra spin? It's like, then you really know, you know. Well, what I'm feeling with the twin flame journey right now is I went to bed last night and I said to Michael, Archangel Michael, I said, if this is never going to come through, please take this away from me. That's how I'm feeling. Please take this away from me. Now, anyone that's on the twin flame journey understands that it won't be taken away from me because, thank you, Metatron. He's saying there's no get out of jail free card. But I'm honouring how I'm feeling right now. And how I'm feeling right now is best summed up by a song. And I think a lot of twin flames are going to relate to this. And it's the song by Simply Red. And it's called If You Don't Know Me By Now. I've got the lyrics up. If you don't know me by now, you will never, never know me. All the things that we've been through, you should understand me like I understand you. It goes on. We've all got our own funny moods. I've got mine, woman, you've got yours too. Just trust in me like I trust in you. As long as we've been together, it should be so easy to do. Just get yourself together, or we might as well say goodbye. What good is a love affair when you can't see eye to eye? If you don't know me by now, you will never, never know me. It's particularly those two lines. If you don't know me by now, you will never, never know me. And this is particularly for twin flames who've maybe been in separation for an awfully long period of time. The feels as though we're talking about 2018 as this year, this 11 year, where twin flames are supposed to come back into union. I'm hoping that is the case. But I'm also knowing that for me personally, what I'm sensing, for my own integrity, my own sanity, my own truth, my own desire to live my life the way I want to live it, 2018 is the year where it either comes together or it doesn't. I'm not taking this energy into another year. So the stakes are quite high, which is why the next thing I've written down is about gambling. Okay, the whole twin flame thing at the moment is really interesting. I've got a bit of a Kenny Rogers thing going on at the moment. I really like his music. I've always liked his music, actually. I've always liked Cowder the County. Love that song. But anyway, I keep playing The Gambler on repeat. You know, Kenny Rogers, The Gambler. It's a great song. Love it. I'll play it now, but I'll get copyright strikes probably on this video, so I won't. And I was thinking, why do I keep playing The Gambler? You know, it's a good song, but come on, Amanda, you're losing it. And then Metatron said this morning, he said, the thing is, this whole thing about wanting to exit the game is how I'm feeling. He's saying sometimes the twin flame journey can feel a bit like, oh, but I've waited so long. If I exit now, what if, you know, suddenly they were to appear this month and I missed it? Isn't that the gambling thing? Isn't that the whole thing about the gambler who just keeps on putting money on the table in the hope that everything that they've done up to that period in time, you know, they can't walk away from the table, basically. And what I was shown today is Metatron is saying there's always another table to go to. There's always another table to go to. Doesn't mean that at that other table there's another twin flame, but there's always another table to go to. And I'm feeling strongly as though what I want to say to twin flames is that this is crunch year, you know? And if you're resonating with what I'm saying, it feels as though it's a moment of now or never. It feels as though the stakes are high. And if for whatever reason they can't get it together, they can't come forward, They can't get over their pride, their ego, whatever it is that's stopping it. How long are you going to keep on gambling, basically? Because what you're actually doing is you're gambling with your life, you're gambling with your happiness, and there is another table to go to, okay? Might not be the same, but there is still love available. And I want to show you a card here. It's not an oracle card, it's a greetings card. It was drawn by Kate Beddle. Hello, Kate. You're probably watching this. Look, let me take it out of its cellophane, because otherwise you'll get the reflection. It's called Fountain of Love. And more than anything, it speaks hugely to me. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? I'll put Kate's website in my description box below. But here it's like the Ace of Cups, isn't it? We've got that cup of love, we've got the dove, we've got the open flowers, we've got the elements. It's just a beautiful picture. It really speaks to my heart. It nourishes me. But more than anything, it's sort of like I feel as though the conditions are completely ripe and set for twin flame love to bloom. It's as though Spirit have done everything that they possibly can to maybe push two people together. But we still live in a world which has free will. And so if they're not going to come to the cup and join you in this amazing, beautiful energy and give it a try, then allow another beautiful one to come in. And as I say that, there's a bird literally virtually flying. Oh wow, there was a bird flying, a seagull, but it was a seagull. It was literally just flying almost straight to me. It's gone off now. It didn't crash into the window, fortunately, but just at that moment, how beautiful was that? Whether that was for me, whether it was for you, I don't know. But it's the truth. It's like confirmation. You don't have to stay at the table gambling away your life, particularly those who've been waiting many years, okay? So that's how I'm feeling. But I'm also saying by moving on to a different table doesn't mean you're giving up on love, but you are putting yourself first, okay? I know I'll probably get comments on, oh, but twin flame's not like that, you can't walk away. But I'm just honouring what I'm feeling today, and that's where my energy is and how I'm feeling. Where do we move on now? Okay, this is a varied video. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was base chakra and the fact that the wobble, remember the wobble I talked about, we're all having this wobble, we're all feeling a bit emotional, but also the base chakra in many of us is feeling quite unsteady at this time. And it's interesting, my base chakra colour in the sprays has always been red, crimson red. Let me go and grab it. Oh gosh, hold on. It's always been crimson. The reason for that I've explained in many other videos, and there always needs to be a red spray within the Metatron set because red it's one of the primary colours. You can't get away from red. You need red. We need red. It brings everything down to earth. But I think what I'm going to be offering is another spray. There's going to be two choices for the base chakra. I'm not getting rid of red, but we're going to have a rainbow spray for the base chakra. And Tracy's already made up a trial of it here for me. I've got the artwork done, just need to, I'll be getting it done probably after the Mary Magdalene workshop next week. So August, it will certainly be ready by September when I do the colour course in Canada, but you know, it'll be, it's coming through. Rainbow light into our base is what is needed. So shall we just have a go with the rainbow? Okay, this is, sorry, it hasn't got a label yet, this is just what's in it. Okay, let's bring through the rainbow light and bring it right down into our base chakra. And imagine the base chakra as a beautiful sphere of light. And I'd like you to imagine that it's got 7 colours of the rainbow. I'm being shown like a pie chart, okay? So it's like the sphere is divided into 7. And we've got red, yellow, orange, green, blue, indigo and violet flowing down into that base chakra. It's beautiful. It's really going to help us. It's very clever what Tracy's done as well, because she's matched up essential oils that are linked into particular colours. So the we've got lemon, for example, as an essential oil for yellow, lime for green, hyacinth for blue, orange for orange, and so it goes on. 25 drops of essential oils. Beautiful. So that's coming, guys. That is coming. And boy, do we need it. Because the world is mad at the moment, isn't it? It's mad. My July video, I said about we have Donald Trump arriving in the UK in a period of chaos that's coming through. And oh my God, how true is that? What's basically happening here is that 2 years ago we voted for Brexit. We've had 2 years of wrangling and arguments and very, very little progress. 24 hours ago the Brexit secretary resigned because he doesn't like the way the government is proceeding with it. Then we had Boris Johnson, who's the foreign secretary. He's resigned. The government of Theresa May is literally hanging on by a thread, I'm surprised that it hasn't fallen already. I can't foresee that it's going to carry on. She's certainly either going to have a leadership challenge or we're going to have a general election, maybe both. Jeremy Corbyn as the leader of the opposition, if I was him, I'd be limbering up on the track. Energetically, we're in for very, very difficult times ahead, and it's absolute chaos. Okay, and I'm not saying that because I like Brexit or I don't like Brexit. I'll lay my cards on the table. I voted to remain. My husband voted to leave. In this house, we're completely and utterly divided. Like most of the country is completely and utterly divided. But the one thing that John and I do agree on is it's absolute chaos. So whichever side of the, you know, the political divide you're on, I think both sides are looking at it and thinking, my God, what a mess. And it's all base chakra stuff. You know, countries have a root and a foundation and a base chakra just as much as people do. So the UK, it's like major wobbles going on. And then, just as this is happening, literally just as this is happening, within hours, we have Donald Trump arriving. And the analogy I got today is it's a bit like, imagine you've been invited to a dinner party, okay? And just before you arrive, the husband and wife have the most horrendous argument, okay, and decide they're going to separate and divorce because they can't stand each other any longer, okay? But then the doorbell rings. The doorbell rings and the dinner party guests arrive, and you have to just put on this false face that everything is fine. And it's all terribly, terribly shallow. So yeah, the doorbell's ringing and we've got Mr. Trump arriving. You know, you couldn't make this stuff up. I mean, honestly, there's a sense of hilarity now coming into the whole proceedings. He's being kept away from the public here. The visit is planned down to, you know, it's being planned very precisely. I don't know whether the protests will happen because I'm not sure. He's being kept away from a lot of the, I think he's being kept away from London actually. I don't think he's going to be in London very much at all. I think they're scooting him off up to Scotland, and yeah, it's the last thing probably we need is his arrival, to be honest. But then again, maybe it's a good thing because, you know, Donald Trump does have this way of just, you know, saying it as it is, so maybe he'll put his foot in it and say something, and maybe that will help collapse whatever needs to be collapsed here. I don't know. Just interesting. And of course we've got the eclipse as well. Whew. So it's 9:52 on the 10th of July. Shall we pull a couple of cards and just see what's going on? I will light a candle actually. And this is going to make you laugh because, come on guys, we need a laugh. We need a laugh. I'm going to show you my candle. Do you remember I said on my last video that I'd run out of white candles? and I was going to go and buy some. Well, I've been so busy. I haven't had time. Well, I've been to the shops, but I keep forgetting to buy the candles. So I've been rummaging through my candle drawer, and guess what I found? This is so funny. Can you see what it says? It's a gin and tonic candle. Probably get criticised for this, but I don't care anymore. I don't care. I do care, but you know, I want to have a laugh. Gin and tonic. So it's a candle, but yeah, it's infused with subtle notes of English juniper and Tuscan lemon. Smells lovely. I'm not going to get drunk on it, but anyway, I'm going to put that over there. And I like the colour of it. Look at that lovely lime green. Isn't it beautiful? Sort of matches our heart chakra. When I say I don't care, do you know what I actually mean by that? Because obviously I care passionately about loads of stuff. I wish I didn't actually, but I do. The way I'm feeling, and I think this is energetic, is it's that song from Greatest Show, The Greatest Show, Hugh Jackman, This Is Me, This Is Me, you know? I'm sitting here now, you're quite fortunate because I'm in my shorts, you can't actually see me in my shorts, but you know, I'll go out later to the supermarket and it's like, you know, okay, maybe, my legs are still pretty okay actually, but they're not as good as they were 10 years ago, but I don't care. It's like, this is me, take it or leave it. It's a bit like that song, isn't it? Simply Red. If you don't know me by now, you're never going to know me. If you can't see my value, somebody else will. Because I see my value, okay? I see my value. And I know I'm fine, whether I'm wearing a pair of shorts, whether I have no makeup on. I'm talking appearances here. It goes a lot deeper than that, of course. You get my drift. I know you get my drift. Take me as I am, or not at all. It's like all the veils of illusion. Just let them go. I think this is a month where we're just left with our authentic self. And there's some raw emotion because it's like confronting that. Who am I? Have I done well? Have I not done well? Have I made mistakes? You know, some of my tears probably with regard to Sophie, my daughter, going off was also guilt, you know, things I maybe haven't done. I mean, I'm a pretty good mum, I'm not beating myself up, but you know, all parents have guilt. Confront it, be authentic, you know. It's almost a time where you can't be anything but that. I don't know how people are putting on a false face now, to be perfectly honest. I don't know how they're doing that. I can't do that, and I won't do that. But I'm very much a believer in you turn up and you show up though, despite it all. You can have your wobbles, you have to let your emotions come through, but you turn up and you show up. Somebody wrote a beautiful, you know, sometimes your comments that you leave are so lovely, and I don't always have time to thank you. I do read them, particularly the nice ones. The angry, horrible rants I just tend to not read, to be honest, but the nice ones, thank you. And I think it was before one of the courses I did, might have been the Archangels a couple of months ago. And as per usual, you know, I was up against it with time, and anyway, I always get there in the end. But maybe I was having a little wobble about time, probably, and pressure or something like that. And somebody put something along the lines of, you're always professional and you always show up. And I thought, yeah, I am professional and I always show up. And it was almost like I needed somebody to say that for me to hear it, for me to acknowledge that about myself. I think it's very, very important that with ascension upgrades, with physical symptoms that are weird and wonderful, you know, with all the emotions, all the healing, all the clearing that's happening, I don't personally believe it's a case of hiding under the duvet this month. I think it's a case of turning up and showing up, but showing up as your real authentic self, okay? Warts and all, it's like, this is me. Yeah. Now, the deck that I'm shuffling here is one that I don't use very often. It's called the Magical Dimensions deck by LightStar. And it's created by my publisher for the Oracle cards, which are coming. So let's just pull a couple from this deck. I just like the colours and the feel of it. Okay, Metatron. Let's have a card, please. Solar portal. It sums up a little bit of what I've been talking about in this video. Solar portal. Okay, can you see that beautiful bright yellow light? And it says, being centered, balancing power and manipulation. Now the solar portal, we have got a solar eclipse in Cancer on July the 12th and 13th, okay? And here we've got solar portal. So this has to be about this energy in the next couple of days. And it's saying what I've been talking about, the need to be centered. Remember I was talking about motion sickness and the need to be still. Being centered, being still, being present. That word balancing, I was saying we're all off balance, we're all out of alignment. So the gift, we can talk a lot about, oh, it's making me feel funny and I'm all this, but the gift of the solar eclipse in Cancer on July the 12th and 13th is it's a portal, it's an opportunity for us to balance out what is right, what is wrong, what is working and what isn't. Again, go back to the TF stuff, the twin flame stuff. That's why I shared that with you. For me right now, it's not working. It's not working. No communication, never showing up. What's the point? What is the point? Life is too short. So it's about a rebalancing of my power. Yeah? Whatever area of life you're feeling as though it's just out of balance, it's not working, this solar portal, 12th and 13th, is about let's bring it back into equilibrium. And it's as though the sun is helping us with this. Certainly in the Northern Hemisphere, we have had days and days and days and weeks of hot, unbroken weather. It's unheard of. Unheard of. A few people are asking me about that. Yeah, I do think it's linked into earth changes. Although I'm enjoying it, I'm a little bit concerned also because I know it's not really normal for here. You know, it's not actually that normal to go and have a swim in the sea here and come out and it be warm and not be huddled underneath a towel, you know, shivering, trying to warm up for the next hour. That's the reality usually of going for a swim in the sea in Britain. Not the moment. It's like being in the Mediterranean. It's like the Mediterranean energy's coming up here. Anyway, that's by the by. Power of the sun, solar portal. Let's have another card that goes with the solar portal. The root portal. Okay, yes. Look at that. Lovely cards, aren't they? The solar portal, solar plexus linking into our power center, the root portal, the base chakra, the red that I was showing you earlier. What does it say about this? It says it's about vitality, stability, survival, and of course you can flip into fear. Think about what's happening in your country. Think about what's happening in your community. I shared the Brexit stuff with you, just for those of you that aren't in the UK to understand that collectively, the foundation of this country is having a major blinking wobble. Also royal family, you know. I don't know whether people noticed it, but it was Prince Louis's christening yesterday. So, I mean, gosh, Kate is absolutely beautiful. What an English rose she is. Anyway, that's by the by, because what I'm really trying to say is that the Queen didn't go. The Queen and Prince Philip didn't go. I think it's the first time they've never turned up to something pretty important, like your grandson's christening. I think we can read into that there are some issues around her, okay? So again, you know, God forbid, but you know, if anything were to happen to her, whether you like the royal family or not, they are, again, it's like they've been this rock bed. When she goes, it will be very, very wobbly for a lot of people. And it'll be like a Princess Di moment where the emotions just come out of nowhere and people aren't even expecting the full force of it. Not wanting to dream that in at all, but just came through with the red energy. Let's see what it says about the red portal, shall we? Card number 33. Having just finished writing all the messages that go with the cards for the Metatron deck, it's important to honour the writer. So it says your vital energy, your chi or your immune system may be depleted, and you need to regain your strength by engaging in grounding exercises and or reconnecting to Gaia. You need to stabilize your energy and become grounded. It's confirming what I've been saying. You're always fully supported. All your needs are taken care of. Know this. Don't let yourself succumb to fear. You're strong and powerful with a radiant vitality and confidence. Stand strong on the earth and take good care of yourself. And the crystals it's recommending are black tourmaline and hematite. How funny, black tourmaline. I found a little piece of black tourmaline yesterday in my bedroom, and I think I put it underneath my pillow. So there we go. I was ahead of the game there. Okay. So look at those powerful colours. Yellow and red. Beautiful. Okay, I don't want this video to be too long, so I want it to upload in quick time today. But let's just pull another 2 cards, okay, and then we'll end there. So let's just, anything else that we need to hear or know, Metatron, that one, contemplation, and forgiveness. This card is consistently on the bottom of the pack, by the way. I've noticed, the Ice Queen. So I'm going to pull that one out. Introspection, self-analysis and fortitude. The Ice Queen. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful image? See that? Got a unicorn. Beautiful white energy. White is about purity. Very much goes with the other cards. We've got the card of contemplation. And we've got the card of forgiveness. There's a lot of inner work being done at this moment in July, which is why the emotions are coming up to the surface, okay? Because inner work by nature is deep. It makes you question, which is good. It's always good to question. Question yourself, question your motives. Why am I doing whatever I'm doing? Why am I behaving in the way that I behave? Well, I know I've been doing it up to this point. Do I want to carry on doing it? You know, there's a lot coming up. So we've got the card of contemplation, silence, the need for silence, the need for knowing, and the need for releasing control. Oh God, yeah. Releasing control, surrender. That's what I felt last night, you know, when with Archangel Michael, this whole twin flame thing. I mean, how many times have I done it? Many, many times over the years, but it felt different last night. It was like, no, hear me now, hear me. I really am surrendering. I really am letting go. I'm ready to move on. If this is never going to happen, I'm ready to move on. I've had enough, because I'm putting myself first. I know my worth. I know my beauty. I know what I have to offer. And if it's not wanted, so be it. Bring the other seagull in. Okay. Forgiveness. Forgiveness of self. It's a powerful card though. The card of forgiveness is card number 16, which traditionally links into the Tower energy. It says redemption, rebirth and regeneration. Look at that. See the lady's face, the tree? What's at the base of it? Don't know what that's supposed to be. Elemental of some description. But a powerful image. Forgiveness. Redemption, rebirth and regeneration. That's what this month's all about. It's a weird one, you know, because the outer craziness of the world is making us withdraw, but not in a way which is like, not in this way. Not in terms of I see no evil, I hear no evil, I speak no evil. Not I'm burying my head in the sand and it's all so horrible, I don't want to look at it. It's more an energetic acknowledgement that this outer craziness, whatever that means, political, social, cultural, collectively, and in our own lives. The answers aren't going to come from out in that craziness. Remember I said in July, the headless chicken stuff, you're not going to get any answers out there. You're going to get them within. It's the only place to go. The outside world has become so chaotic and frankly stupid a lot of the time. Where do you go? You go within. You go within. Let's go within for one moment. Let's go back to this Lilac Light spray. Which is about pushing us back in, no, not in control. It's about pushing us back, linking us back to our higher selves. I get so frustrated with people that say, oh, archangels, they're leading you away from your higher self. No, they're not. They're trying to bring you back to your higher self. That's exactly what they're trying to do. It's about empowerment. Archangel Metatron in particular, he's trying to lead you back to yourself. Where all the answers lie, where the peace resides, and where whatever else is going on in that crazy old world, in your inner world, you can have a sense of peace. If you can hear that bird song, how beautiful is that? Feel the balancing power of nature. The tranquility of the lilac light. The transmutation of all of that stuff around you. And going back to that garden, which we talked about in the first July video I made that Raphael took you into. I'm seeing myself in that garden. I'm just sitting in the walled garden and there's beautiful lilac hanging from the walls. It's a nice place. So guys, I think I'm going to leave it there for today. I just wanted to sort of touch base with you all, say hello. Let me know how you're all doing. Put some comments below. I will read them even if I don't reply to you. And yeah, I'll be back online soon. All right. I have got quite an interesting week coming up because tomorrow it's the 11th, isn't it? So we've got people going through on my distance program, my Archangel Metatron level 1 program, and also people starting the level 2. So good luck to all of you. Thinking about all of you. I'm taking a break from that for 2 months. The next courses will be run in October after I get back from Canada. But then, yeah, I've got a week and I'm really going to be getting into the energy of Mary Magdalene because I'm running a Mary Magdalene course in Glastonbury on, I think it's the 17th of July. And I'm really looking forward to that. And it's going to be a purely energetic day. You know, it's going to be about smelling the roses. Let's just bring her in at the last minute. Mary Magdalene. Yeah, she says she's going to help us to remember the beauty within ourselves and within the outside world. It's just I'm hearing the word salve. It's like a soft salve to the soul. Soothing energy. Well, it's going to be fabulous. Anyway, I'll say more on that another time. Lots of love, everyone. Hold it together. But yeah, it'll all be fine. It'll all be fine. Little white butterfly outside the window as I said that. Much love. Bye.